This week, NBA playoffs are here. Camping in a fire zone. One-star Rex that you got to stick around for. And Matt Ishbia comes clean in our hometown. It's great to be back for another fun episode. Enjoy.
NBA and NHL playoffs in full swing. MLB is heating up too. T-shirts for the stars of all those sports and more can be found on 500level.com. We got Alex Ovechkin 895 goal shirts. His Capitals are locked up in a first-round series against the Canadiens. Jimmy Butler playoff Jimmy Warriors shirts. MLB home run leader Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners. Mystery shirts for $10. 500level.com. Let's go.
Yo, aloha. Welcome to the One Star Recruits podcast presented by 500level.com. Get your t-shirts now. Checking in at 186 pounds. We're back after a very rare week off for the One Stars crew here. Quite rare. A very rare week off. I don't know why that's a hard sentence for me to even get out of my mouth this morning, Rip. But it is. I'm choppy at the beginning of this podcast. Keep it going. No edits. Dude, you were out in the non-existent city of Malibu, the Boo, as people used to call it, doing some camping, possibly even urban camping. After a whole week camping with your family, who's the undisputed campfire MVP?
Oh, man, my kids don't listen to the pod. My wife doesn't either. But in case she gets wind of it, it's got to be her, DK. She does all the planning, all the prep, all the packing, like packing prep. I do the packing of the car, but that's about it. The wife is always the MVP. Happy early Mother's Day.
Well, since nobody's listening, then who secretly deserves to be voted off the camping island?
Man, probably the one who cried the most. Gotta say the 6-year-old. He had a rough time, but in the end, he enjoyed it. Couple bike falls, couple scrapes, but it's kind of stuff you live for. The reason you go camping is to get those mishaps and learn from them.
The value guy. People in Cali love camping. So just break this down. I was making fun of you with Malibu. Was it ended up being Malibu? Did you see the fires? Wait, I'm camping in Malibu sounds very bougie. Rip to everyday listeners, everyday one stars out there.
Well, I mean, we're in a $200 Coleman tent. We're not in an $8 million house. We're right across from the beach, which is nice. But yeah, it was awesome. The crazy part is we drove Pacific Coast Highway still closed from those fires. We drove all the way around the 101 through the valley, over through the mountains on Canaan Road. Saw zero evidence of any fires on the whole trip, which is nuts. I mean, I know there's just been a couple months, but I think we're a little north of the areas that were affected. So it's just like I hadn't been up to Malibu in probably 5 years, but it just looked like it did before. But yeah, I hadn't entered any of the affected areas. So I know those people have a long rebuild and a long way to go. But that camping spot, Leo Carrillo State Beach, is amazing. You get the best of both worlds with the ocean and the trees and the forest and all that.
Shout out to Eddie Carrillo, one of the best point guards in Aguilar Elementary School that I went to elementary school with. He loved Kevin Johnson. Has a state park apparently up there. Who even would have known? And you're right, it is a beautiful drive. If you haven't done it, a lot of people get ready for spring and summer. Still, California Coastal Drive, top California USA at the Peter Piper Pizza really locked me in to enjoying a good coastal drive. You know what I mean, Rip? As soon as California USA and you start cruising at Peter Piper, waiting for your personal pan pizza to get done, you get locked into the concept of how amazing coastal drives could be. And then you actually go do it in California and it is gorgeous. But no more Nobu for you, Rip. You're probably going to Nobu 5 years ago. You do s'mores? What was the best food item? I love eating while camping. Food does taste better. This is a known scientific fact.
Very simple. I mean, you try to keep it simple camping, so there's not a lot of dish cleaning, dishwashing, and cleaning up the sort of thing. But yeah, aside from the s'mores, I got to go just a simple King's Hawaiian rolls sandwiches. You just pop that thing open down the middle, put a piece of salami or maybe ham and a little square cheese on it, maybe a little mustard. Super simple, but I could probably eat about 34 of those in one sitting. I mean, we went through a 24 pack of King's Hawaiian rolls in like 45 minutes.
I respect it as one star that like what you just rattled off was not any new information for anybody ever. You simply explained how to assemble a ham and cheese sandwich on a King's Hawaiian roll. But you're fucking right, dude. They do taste better when you're camping. I'll fight to the death of a ham and cheese sandwich at a pool in the summertime and just mix a little chlorine in it. You can dip it in the pool if you want the full chlorine experience. Tastes better with some nacho cheese Doritos. Rub your eyes a little bit with some nacho cheese sauce, but then just go underwater, and it's all good. It actually is just a better experience. But what you totally listed out was just a sandwich making process. I thought you were going to give me some garlic dip. I have in my upcoming 1-star Rex of the week a whole concept that you should dig into. It's the multifaceted use for fast food sauces. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good recommendation. But I think that was a great opportunity, Rip, for you to possibly bring down some extra sauces for your King's roll. Imagine if you could have offered 6 to 8 from different places. Jack in the Box, Chick-fil-A, which I'm going to talk about, so I don't want to steal my thunder on that. But imagine if you just added that to your repertoire. Your 6-year-old wouldn't have even cried if you offered him some Hidden Valley Ranch for his ham and cheese.
Hey, we might have been camping in Malibu, but we're 1-stars. We might as well have been in Yuma when it came to our food. There's
You
there's
keep a
no
sauce
Raising Cane's
packet.
in Yuma, DK.
There is the worst city ever. You keep a sauce packet. You keep a sauce bag at your house, or a sauce Ziploc, or a extra sauce holder.
It's our top shelf in the fridge. Right now, you can find Tapatio. You could find sweet and spicy sriracha from Chick-fil-A. You can find cane sauce. It's all there.
You got it all in there, man, dude. You like the Dave's hot chicken? I told you I hung it in the rafters. I'm done with it, but a lot of people love that sauce. Have you tried that one?
After I heard your digestive issues with that, they
You're
just
out.
opened one by my house, but I'm not going anywhere close to that place.
The sauce. Get that sauce going. The sauce is loose in the NBA playoffs. So playoffs are here. Yeah, it's saucy. They are saucy for me, the NBA playoffs this year. I really, a big one is not having to worry anymore about the Phoenix Suns, which I hate. We'll talk about it at the end, though. I want to keep it positive with the NBA because it's saucy. They're good matchups, except for a couple, and even the shitty matchups are still interesting in a different variety of ways. I'll start with the OKC Memphis matchup. It's a 1-8 matchup. Dallas, get out of here. You shouldn't have been there anyway. Sacramento, I mean, go ahead, Rip. Anything to say to the fans of Sacramento? We've said enough to Dallas, but just Sacramento, they laid down. This was their big opportunity. They completely laid down.
I think it all went south when they got rid of Harrison Barnes. Everyone talks about, bringing in DeMar DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox on his way out. But when they got rid of Harrison Barnes, that was kind of like a glue guy for that team, just a solid, steady vet. Once they got rid of him, it kind of all went south.
Bad ownership up there, Vivek, and getting too choppy in the waters. You got to just sometimes let the boat sit, Vivek. You just got to kick it and just relax a little bit and wait for the waters to even out so you can see more clearly. But Memphis snuck through with getting into the playoff game. They ended up getting through this Dallas crew, which is just such a mess. But I'm going to not go there, Rip. I'm going to stay in the playoffs. Game 1. Thunder kicked ass, man. 51-point win. Domination. Pure domination. Memphis came out tired. They looked tired. Ja Morant came out in his press conference after the game and said the message to his team was, we will not play worse basketball than that. That was his message. So I think that's okay. Doesn't sound truly positive from our captain, who's throwing grenades and launching drones after 3-point celebrations and trying to play a lot of hero ball for those Memphis Grizzlies. It's something to keep an eye on moving forward, though, whether Memphis can recover just mentally and physically. I think every game that I watch the Memphis Grizzlies play, we're getting this historic ups and downs. It's a bipolar basketball team, what we're dealing with. And it happened after letting their coach go. They don't really have much of an identity. Their head coach currently, Rip, if you haven't seen him, he looks like a very great accountant. I think he's Swedish. He looks like a tech bro accounting firm guy, and he doesn't have much personality. I don't see how it mixes at all with a team full of live wire personalities. But they got to figure out a way to get maybe one game and something going in the right direction. A couple head coaching candidates, Rip. I'm not going to ask you about the series because OKC is going to win this thing. But I'm going to give you a couple. Let me know if one of these three jump out at you. This is insider only info here on these coaching options for Memphis. Frank Vogel, we watched him with the Lakers. He's a defensive guy, but he's going to bring in the same kind of shit where you think you don't have a lot of relatability in Memphis with those players. But Frank Vogel, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs down on Frank Vogel. Is memory with as the head coach of the Phoenix Suns is too recent. It's a stain on the franchise, and I don't think he's going to coach again for a while. That guy.
Leading candidate, Rip. Dan Hurley, hear me out on this one. Dan Hurley turned down the Lakers job. That wasn't the right job for him anyway. It would have been too much of a spotlight. His personalities doesn't fit into that vibe. It's too professional of an environment. However, Memphis is very relatable to what's going on at UConn. It's still a place where you have to build. You're going to have to do player development and have a defensive focus there. And his ability to build strong team cultures and develop young talent makes it a little bit more compelling for a Grizzlies team with a promising core, at least. So he's under the radar. Not as intense of a life for him, but he's still going to get that NBA money. Dan Hurley, thumbs up, thumbs down.
I can see the fit a little bit, but I'm going thumbs down because the job at UConn is more prestigious than even the job as head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. So I'm going thumbs down on him. You want to hear my three leading candidates, DK? I know you already know who these are, but you want to hear them?
All right, well, give it to me. The last one is Becky Hammon, which is a huge X factor. Thumbs up, thumbs down. And then you go.
That's a thumbs up. That's a thumbs up. She should get the job without an interview. Just hire her on the spot. Make waves. Be a trendsetter down in Memphis. You need
That's what I was thinking. Who cares in Memphis? Like everything's fucked there anyway. Nothing really works how it should. It's all kind of weird. They were wearing Vancouver Grizzlies uniforms for the playoffs game, which is fine, but also doesn't make a lot of sense as a whole. Becky Hammon's my vote. Go ahead. Hit me with your three knucklehead ideas.
I saw a Mike Bibby Vancouver Grizzlies shirt in the wild the other day. A guy just riding his bike down Atherton Street in Long Beach. It was incredible.
That's a two honker right there. Beep, beep.
If Becky Hammon falls through, DK, I'm going with the Brown brothers. I'm going Larry Brown. I'm going Hubie Brown, or I'm going Mike Brown. So those three veteran coaches, all proven playoff title-winning coaches. Hubie, Larry, or Mike Brown. Just throw their names in a hat and pick one.
The Browns. What can Brown do for you? Hubie Brown is 97 years old. The amount of love you have for geriatric head coaches is unbelievable in this one-star podcast that we live in, Rip. Larry Brown, Hubie Brown. You love Browns, man.
You can't put a price on experience.
Rockets, Golden State Warriors, really, really great game one. Fun to watch. The Warriors playoff experience were on full display. Steph Curry led a balanced attack. Jimmy Butler's the right guy. Congratulations, Mike Dunleavy Jr. Congratulations on that front office of getting the right guy. He stabilizes the other mean players. Dylan Brooks and Amen Thompson are just a little bit more stabilized because they don't want the Jimmy Butler smoke, Rip. They kind of want it, but they don't want it. They're all fine getting Draymond. Everybody will hop on the Draymond carousel and get a run because you usually come out on top of that. When you go get the smoke with Jimmy Butler, usually Jimmy comes out sipping a cappuccino of that battle, and it's clear. It's very evident watching game one for me that was on full display. Something to keep an eye on. This Rockets young stars making the adjustment now. Sengun played great. He's the one young guy who played really well. He didn't let Draymond Green get into his head. He played his game and stayed true throughout. Really kind of kept him in with some big threes as well. But something to look for is the adjustment for these youngsters to adjust and step up that playoff intensity a little bit, play a little bit smarter, and then make some shots. Fred VanVleet, 1 for 10. Come on, bro. You got to shoot that ball better, big guy. But a fun series, Rip. Anything stand out for you that's going to shock the world in this series? It's still a coin flip, but Golden State, just based on experience, seems to have the momentum, the mo, as I like to say, going in the right direction.
I think you're right. It's still a coin flip. Every year at the start of the playoffs, I have to Google, are the first round NBA playoffs 5 games or 7 games? I've still lived in a world for a long time where there were 5 games. Found out the other day, got confirmation again that there's 7 games. So, hey, 1 game is not a lot in the grand scheme of a 7-game series. the Rockets come back and win game 2 and then go grab one in Golden State, it's a whole new series. So I'm not counting them out yet, but this year feels like there's more intriguing first round series than there have been in a while.
That's what I'm saying. It's saucy. It's a saucy series. That's why it's like, fuck it. We'll go through one by one. I really, on that Warrior side, by the way, too, Rip, like the Moses Moody edition, Arkansas Razorback and Santa Cruz Warrior, former Santa Cruz Warrior Moses Moody. Not a huge offensive guy, but if he can hit a couple wide open shots, very helpful, very good defensively. And Brandon Podemski, who we kind of cut off a couple months ago as not being able to fit into the system, is proven that he can be a secondary ball handler. We can trust this dude, and he can take a little bit of some burden off of Curry to hit an open shot in some of these moments. So keep an eye on those two dudes. And then defensively, Thompson and Brooks. They got to step it up, as they say. And what that means is just more sauciness for us, more drama for us, kind of pushing Draymond's buttons a little bit. Stay tuned. Another great series. Lakers Timberwolves. I really like the Nuggets Clippers series. All good things in LA, close to you, Rip. Quickly on the Lakers T-Wolves, though. Game 1, Timberwolves did a rout. Unexpected for me. I thought that we might see the Luka effect come early and just take a bit of initiative on a chaotic Timberwolves team. They still are chaotic to me, even though they have better players overall. But Anthony Edwards shined brighter than LeBron and Luka. And I would keep an eye on these Lakers veterans responding. The name of the game after game 1 here is the early, Rip, and I know people are going to, who cares about these series? Who cares about game 1? But a lot of it's paced to make the right adjustments. And in the NBA, coaching is just about adjustments. So these guys are going to make them, and we'll have the best of the best in the history coming to make these adjustments to compete with the hungriest team and maybe the hottest team besides the Clippers in the Western Conference. Rip, I know you don't like the Lakers, but do they have the juice to not get beaten 5 by the Timberwolves?
Yeah, I think they do. I mean, you can't count out guys like LeBron and Luka. I mean, these are two savvy vets. JJ Redick, though, I mean, first real challenge for him, I think, as a head coach.
Big challenge.
Magic Johnson called him out on Twitter the day after game 1, said, hey, JJ Redick did a great job this season, but he got completely outcoached in game 1 by Chris Finch. So let's see how they respond. But you can't count those guys out. Even if they go down 2-0, I can see him stealing 2 in Minnesota. It's 7-game series, DK. It's not over till it's over.
Yeah, I'd like to see it go 7. I think this one has the storylines to drag it out and be fun. It's all a chess game, though, in LA. It's a chess game for the Clippers and the Nuggets, too. Great coaching, really excellent players, veteran players. Russell Westbrook, a guy we also said, who cares about Russ? He's back making late game playoff heroics. Who would have thought, helping the Nuggets rally to take game 1? The Clippers are really good. Lots of people getting on the Clippers bandwagon because Kawhi's back. Ty Lue has these guys playing at a high level defensively. But don't forget about Nikola Jokic, Trip. Don't forget about Russ Westbrook. I know they fired their coach. I know things are a mess, but it looks like they could be coming together at the end of games, because this is going to be a 7-game series. 100%. Got to believe that Kawhi Leonard and James Harden are going to turn around and really show out. But shit, I ain't counting out the Joker. I am not counting out the Joker. And to steal game 1, big old balls on that squad in Denver. I think Denver is going to win the championship after watching just early series. Big balls going on there, playing for something bigger than basketball. I love that, Rip. I talk about it every year. Bigger than basketball. If you got a bigger than basketball reason, these dudes are playing for fucking Joker, and they're playing for the disrespect of the way, whatever happened there, that they did with firing people. So they're only playing for each other at this stage, and I'm all in for it. Cleveland Cavaliers, Miami Heat. Cleveland Cavaliers, man. Fucking fun to watch. Donovan Mitchell, thank you for being a lot of fun to watch. I appreciate you. Whether Mitchell can maintain this, Rip, keep balling. Whether Ty Jerome can keep balling. Miami definitely, I don't think, has the answer to stop this team. Super fun to watch. I can see them rolling right on through. Boston and Orlando, same. Boston's just too good. Orlando's just trying to figure it out. Kind of disappointed in watching your boy Paulo Banchero still not trusting his teammates and doing a lot of one-on-one, trying to kind of force a lot of stuff still versus you watch these Boston Celtics, they're flowing like water. So that's going to be a flow through. We got Boston and Cleveland staring each other in the face, the matchup of the year in the Eastern Conference. That's going to go 7. Any takes on those, Rip, you want to get into? You want to defend Paulo?
I think Orlando matches up really well with Boston, but it's one of those things where they're a fairly young team and they might win a couple games, but they're not getting past the defending champs. So they'll probably lose that series 4-2.
They're running into each other straight up. The Knicks got a lot of juice against the Pistons team that nobody expected to be there. Pistons needed a miracle, and we're seeing that Knicks bench come through. A couple guys that we hung in the rafters as fans, Rip. We might need to. I'll ask you, did you sell all your campaign stock and all of your Landry Shamet stock? Or are you still holding a little bit?
I sold those at a loss years ago, both of them.
With our Ethereum. Yeah, we took a big loss on all those guys, but it's nice to see that bench be active in New York, where we rely so much on Jalen Brunson and the superstars there. Nice to see the Payne trade get it going a little bit. I would not wish him upon anybody's roster long term, but nice to see him get possibly the ugliest jump shot in all of the NBA. Pacers and Bucks just don't care. One of the only games I don't care about, except it got chippy at the end. Damian Lillard talking some shit to Siakam at the end of the game. But the only series that I don't really give a shit about, Rip, anything on that one, and we'll wrap off our playoff takes. But saucy, good matchups, minus this last one, unless you can go ahead and bring me into your corner of quality series.
No, I agree. I mean, anything with Indiana involved, Indiana Pacers at least, is typically a boring series and not much to talk about. But I think with Dame coming back and you see that little chatter chirping at the end of the game, it brings a little intrigue to game 2 and the rest of that series.
Get a fucking hand in Siakam's face. The guy's hitting 70% from the field and just got to get active, man. Get out there. You got to want it more, Milwaukee, but I don't care. I will not be watching that series. Instead of watching that series, I went over to YouTube and I decided to watch the entire Matt Ishbia press conference. Our Phoenix Suns, 1 stars. Rip and I are from Phoenix. We are Phoenix Suns fans. This is our squad. We had a horrendous season. What Ishbia did in this press conference is he did take full accountability for a failed season. There was some promising of a more comprehensive evaluation of the entire organization so we don't fall into this Memphis Grizzlies, Denver Nuggets kind of genre that teams are falling into. So steady the ship, Ishbia. But he stressed the need for the Suns to develop a clear identity, which I agree with. He's talked about, this is where I don't know how much I agree with it. He talked about franchises like the Steelers, and he brought up Michigan State basketball, who, yes, do have an identity. One would argue an identity of mediocrity, of a C- student. I guess if you're from those areas, you'd have a different take. The press conference overall, though, Rip, where did it land with you? How did it make you feel? Do you feel worse or better? Because we were feeling pretty bad at the end of the season.
I feel the same, and I think they're in danger of their identity becoming that of an owner who is a disaster and acts on impulse, has no patience, which he admitted in the press conference he is not patient. So it's very dangerous in sports to not be patient because now you're on the hook for Mike Budenholzer through 2029 at $40 million more dollars. They owed that guy $10 million a year for not coach through 2029. So those kind of decisions have long-term effects. Now we see the Kevin Durant trade clearly hasn't worked out. To me, the move is a slight rebuild. Keep Booker there and get what you can for Beal and Durant, whether it's draft picks or young guys. I mean, at this point, who would say no to a KD for OG Anunoby trade, DK? It might work for both sides, something like that. It's crazy to think about, but it might work for both sides.
The Knicks is a good landing spot for KD. I don't think what getting in return would be great in that the Houston Rockets are the big team glaring for Kevin Durant. They have some better assets that I would like as a Phoenix Sun fan coming back our way. If we have to go there, they're going to have to make some changes. He said changes are coming. Defensively, they suck. Coaching, obviously, we need a whole new setup. I don't even have any ideas. I got a couple ideas. The names I'm hearing, though, don't connect with me, Rep. I mean, what do you know about Royal Ivey? Besides he played a little bit of basketball at a time. He's the top guy that we're hearing for that job. Jared Dudley on the Mavs roster, former Suns player. It's big name that we're hearing. It doesn't do it for me. And then we get back to the same old Kevin Young, the Willie Greens of the world. Maybe we bring up a David Fitzdale from the bench. Worse, even worse, a Terry Slots is out there. That's what I call him. Slots instead of Stotts, because it's just you're pulling it, Rip. I don't have a good answer for a coach for this team. I think it's that much of a fucking mess. Maybe we just bring in Sean Sweeney and start all over. Start it from scratch. It's very confusing, but I get it that you have to blow it up. I understand the rosters are fucked. I mean, the most realistic starting lineup, if there's no major trade, you're right. Booker, Beal, yuck. Ryan Dunn, Kevin Durant, and Nick Richards. I mean, that ain't getting you to the playoffs at their age.
Do I need to bring up the Brown brothers again? Hubie, Larry, and Mike.
That. It's really a hard place to be. So I need some vision from Ishbia as my point of all this. It's all very, very muddy, you know? So I need some vision. It's going to start with the executives. It's going to go down to coaching, and then we'll see what they do with these assets. Beal and Durant have to be moved. At that stage, we're dealing with Tyus Jones, Devin Booker, Grayson Allen, Ryan Dunn, Nick Richards, and Oso. So we can maybe work with some stuff in that area, but shit has to happen. So point me in the right direction, Ishbia. I'm happy you did it. You got it out of your system. There was a dust up with Stephen A. Smith that didn't feel good. None of it feels good, but guess what? When you're making bad decisions and taking accountability and moving through life, it shouldn't feel good. You should sit in your shitty feelings for a little bit, feel through them, learn from them, and hopefully apply something moving forward. Houston Rockets for Durant is sexy, Rip. I mean, I'm talking guys back, maybe Reed Shepherd and Cam Whitmore. With draft picks. They have draft picks too. Like, those are names that I could see working in Phoenix, particularly Reed Shepherd. Holy shit. One-star moments of the week. We all have them. We don't talk about them. You were out camping, Rip. You had some one-star cries, some bike falls. What's your moment, bro?
My moment actually has something to do with the exact opposite of camping. It's living in the city. It's where do you get your groceries? Where do you get all your goods from? And DK, I'm here to tell you, I am done with Target. Might be big news to some people, but I know a lot of people have been boycotting Target because they canceled their DEI initiatives once Trump took office. This was like an immediate reaction.
Is it a rafters? Is it is this just, you're saying tongue in cheek, or are we really hanging in the rafters?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's say I'm done for now, but I'm going on 20 days without purchasing anything from Target. Let me tell you why. I'm not boycotting because of the DEI initiatives. I'm staying away for another reason. And if anyone who orders curbside or pickup from Target knows, it's their ridiculous bag fees. The policy is something like this, DK. I know you've only been back on the mainland for a little bit. I don't know if you've had experience with this, but if you pick up a drive-up order or go in the store and pick it up, you're charged a $1 bag fee for up to 10 bags. So here's what happened with my experience. I bought a video game for my son's friend for his birthday. It was NBA 2K25. Thank you. Bought that. Placed an order for pickup, got in the spot number one. The kid brings it out in a bag, hands it to my car, and basically runs away. I had no chance to refuse the bag. So if you refuse the bag on the spot, you get your dollar back. You get your dollar credited back to your order. But the kid basically tossed me the game inside a bag. This is like a 6-inch by 10-inch video game cartridge. Tossed it in my car, ran away. So I had no chance to like say, "Hey, I don't want the bag." So thing didn't even need a bag. It was a goddamn video game. So that's my point, is that it's a ridiculous policy. 10 cents a bag, $1 for a bag up to 10 bags. F you, Target. Until you get rid of those policies, I'm done. I don't need bags, DK. I don't need any more fucking plastic bags. I'm done with you, Target.
It's so lazy, bro, to go curbside and wait for that. But, respect. Who's on the cover of 2K?
I think it's Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum. All right. Jason Tatum. I'm going to have to come down to the house and teach you guys how to play some NBA 2K down there. Come down and wrap up the Rip household. I think that
I'm going on 3 weeks with no Target, DK. It hasn't been easy, but I'm going to like more grocery stores like Ralph's and Vaughn's to kind of pick up the slack for that. So give my money to those
Yeah.
guys.
Dude, Target's getting more and more, as the youngsters say, the ick or the cringe for me. It doesn't feel like the Target that I used to go to in my 20s and even 30s. This felt like a fun outing, or like I was getting great stuff that I couldn't find anywhere else, or like even I don't. The one thing I'll give Target, I will bend the knee for Target. They have a phenomenal snack section. Their snack sections, the snack offerings, and the way that it's laid out, from their candies to trips to chips to nuts to that sort of thing, is like walking through Willy Wonka's playhouse of snacks, easily getting me for $120 of juju fruits and whatever I'm end up finding there. I think it's the lighting, they get me every time. But I'm out on Target. Get me out of there. No Target for it's fast fashion. Too
Hey,
much tariff.
we're not the only ones. Their foot traffic, everyone's waiting on their earnings report to come out, I think later this month or early May, but their foot traffic is down 10% every month since the DEI initiative boycott. So Target, man, it's not looking good for them, DK.
Sell your stock or buy your stock, depending on what you think. Look at that. Make some money. One star investment advice, not investment advice here, by the way, whatsoever. One star moment for me happened 2 weeks ago. I was media credentialed for the wonderful USA basketball here in Portland, Oregon at the Moda Center. It was the Nike Hoop Summit, which was so much fun, Rip. Amazing to see young men and female basketball players in high school who are full grown, ready to play athletes at this stage in life. When I was going to high school, I'm telling you, these kids did not look this way, and they are ready to ball at an intense level. I could not imagine showing up for tryouts, and some of these men and women would be there ready to like try out against my normal high school body, 90 pounds, just trying to hang in there. I mean, these are full grown men and women getting buckets. So great event. Standout players really quick while I'm here. Shit, screw it. The Boozer brothers are going to dominate. They're going to go into Duke. They're big dudes who have a lot of touch and a lot of skill in the basketball court. I think they both had double digit points and rebounds in this game. Trey McKinney surprised me the most. Keep your eye on that guy, Trey McKinney. And really a look into the future of some of these youngsters coming through. AJ Diabate played great. And of course, Darius Acuff, who was on the pod with us, stood out as the best point guard in basketball, which he freaking is. Rip going to Arkansas. Great, wonderful. One star moment for me, though. It actually attracted a pretty big crowd. I would say 10,000 people. The crowd includes like basketball fans, scouts, recruiters, it's just kind of a mix of people, but a lot of family, like you can tell a lot of nuggets of family. So one star moment for me was going to try to find this credential, which was incredibly difficult. It ended up being downstairs near the player's entrance. As I was incredibly lost trying to find it, I decided to get the moxie up to ask the next person to let me in the door that I couldn't get through, to get through the media entrance, to get my stuff to go check it out. The dude that I decided to ask, and the one person that I made my big bold decision to go ask, happened to be the biggest face there, who I didn't even know. Could have put me in a room with this man, and I would have done it 10 out of 10 times and still not known who the hell he is. But the guy I asked to open me with his players only fob into the specialty area was none other than Joe Cronin. Right after he signed an extension, I believe that morning. The Portland Trailblazers general manager, who, if you Google him, he just looks like he looks like he just works there. Even, security even. You would have never thought it. He said, no, Rip. Nope, not for you. I said, where can I get media credentials? And he sent me to an elevator. I went to an elevator. In that elevator was Sean Marks, GM of the Brooklyn Nets. And I asked Sean, hey, do you know where I get my media credentials? And he said, down in the same area that I was. So I had to go create space for myself for about 10 minutes, let these two gentlemen clear out. And then finally, I was led in by a nice, normal human being into the media credentials. Very embarrassed. At this point, I'm very timid anyway. I'm surrounded by NBA GMs. I'm wearing my one-star hoodie. I think I have a pretty bad case of dandruff too, so I'm nervous. My 1-star hoodie is black, which I didn't notice until I was downstairs in the presence of general managers that I'm showing dandruff upon this arrival. But I plopped through, Rip. I got my stuff. Thank you. I got on in. I was told there would be free food. They were given, instead of free food, they gave a voucher for a free hot dog or popcorn. So I got a hot dog, watched some basketball, and left at halftime. I left feeling extremely like a 1-star media member. I got to practice those things, Rip. I just got to practice more. And at the end of the day, I can't be seen with high-level NBA executives and having dandruff on my shoulder. It's just a confidence boost. It ruins all confidence. So there you go. My 1-star moment was getting into this building. The one person I decided to ask is probably the one person, if I can go back in time, I would have just wish it wasn't him. Just give me a normal person, Rip, not Joe fucking Cronin.
You know what Joe Cronin did right after that interaction? The elevator door closed. He looked up on his phone, 1-star recruits, and he probably follows us now on Instagram. So these are great stories. In all honesty, it's amazing getting out here. We got to do it more. I got to get back to a game at Dodger Stadium. Now that I haven't been there since they have Shohei Ohtani, but the food spread at Dodger Stadium is amazing. I got to get back there just for the food this year.
Yeah, that's probably a better media experience. I'd keep getting out there, keep getting some reps, you know. And you were right. I ended up wearing a nice pair of jeans. I was going to wear my tennis shoes, my Jordans, but I didn't. I put on normal shoes, flopped right in there. Like initially, like I was going to own the place. And then I got shook around a little bit. And suddenly I was walking around like a lost puppy, just a 1-star puppy trying to find my bearings. But some really, really good basketball coming. College basketball next year, folks, will be extremely fun to watch. And there's a lot of NBA guys that I saw at this event who are going to be super good. Side note, women's basketball player Chavez, I don't remember her first name, no disrespect meant. The next Caitlin Clark, you heard it here first, Rip. Last name Chavez, not sure what school she's going to. This woman could not miss. She's the best shooter that I've seen, that I saw on the court that entire weekend. Okay? 1-star Rex of the week. Go ahead. Quick recommendation, Rip. I'm talking too much on this podcast. Good thing we don't have a fucking guest.
Mine's simple here because we talked about it earlier. I went camping and the rec really, we got 2 more camping trips coming up in the next 8 weeks here, I believe. The rec is really just disconnect, man. It was a crazy thing because we just have a tent, so we don't need any electricity or anything like that. But right across the way, there was some campsites with hookups and actual like outlets. So I snuck over to a couple of them to put my phone charger in because there's no other way to charge my phone. But the key is I had 0 reception out there. We actually got an emergency alert saying there was an earthquake. It was like a 5.2 earthquake. And nobody out there knew where it was because we had no reception. We couldn't look it up, but somehow that alert came through to everybody. So I was like, oh shit, is my house still standing in Long Beach? But yeah, really, we found out the next day it was down near San Diego. So thoughts with those people down there. But yeah, the rec is really just to disconnect any way you can, get off the grid for a couple of days, whether it's camping, whether it's backpacking or whatever else, however else people get off the grid. It was a nice time.
A lot of people who went to the Masters golf event. Congratulations, Rory, by the way. Wonderful Masters. So fun to watch. They make you turn off your phones and turn in your phones. No phones allowed on the course there. And a lot of the feedback that came back from folks who went this last time was how freeing that was. And they felt a lot better. So lock up, put your phone. I think a good thing to do that people don't do a lot is if you're going somewhere in your car, put your phone just in your console. I know you think you need it for emergencies and photos and stuff. Say you're going on a dog walk or just maybe a little running a couple errands, throw it in there. Give yourself 45 minutes. It is helpful. I like that one, Rep. Good rec. Rec for me is repurposing Chick-fil-A sauces in particular for other weekday meals. So Chick-fil-A sauces, you can kind of Swiss Army knife these sauces because they hit the full spectrum of everything. And like we talked about, they give you a lot of them without you asking. They're very generous with their sauce distribution. So you always have extras of them. And I got to a point this week where I was like, shit, I think I can incorporate these into some more like everyday meals. And I did, and they were incredibly good, dude. So just a couple of things that I did this week. I did a honey mustard glazed chicken using a honey mustard sauce. Was great. Think it like, if it's going to be good for dipping nuggets, why wouldn't it be good to do like a chicken breast with some breadcrumbs and some honey mustard? and kind of do it that style. Work it as a glaze and then bake it up as a glaze. It worked really fucking nicely. I've been putting them on my sandwiches, turkey sandwiches. I use the honey mustard and a little bit of mayo. Takes a normal sandwich to like a next level sandwich because I wouldn't expect a honey mustard to slap as much as it does. I would never do that. I would just do a normal yellow mustard at my house. Just like elevates it right up there. So food for thought, Rip. Obviously, you got kids at the house, so if you just want to introduce like a veggie tray in a fun way, dude, throw some sauces out there. Then it becomes fun again. Happened here at my house. So there's one. I haven't figured out a lot of ways to incorporate my number one sauce, which is Polynesian. I fucking love it. It's my favorite sauce. I was thinking maybe I could do a salad dressing with that. I don't know. I couldn't think of a lot of ways to incorporate the Polynesian, though. I guess I could do another glaze, chicken glaze, or marinade with it. But, that's where I'm at, Rip. Utilize your extra sauces in your everyday cooking.
That's a great rec. I mean, I do it often. Like I said, we have that drawer up in our fridge, but there's every once in a while, there's a sauce in there that expires or, it's been in there for 18 months or like throw that thing out. I don't know. By the way, there's no expiration date on those sauces typically. So like, I'm sure I've eaten some that are like
they last forever.
4 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of scary.
I know they sell the Chick-fil-A sauce. That's like the LeBron James of sauces, the classic all around superstar, it does it all. It's not my favorite sauce, but you could buy some of those. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm Polynesian sauce forever. It's like the John Morant of sauces, okay? Sweet and tangy with a surprising kick. I'm a team Polynesian sauce. Let's go.
Tastes like gunpowder.
Hey, easy, easy. Rip Reacts, hit the music. I didn't watch WrestleMania, but a lot of people did. I mean, I'm 43. I can't believe people watch wrestling and love it, but people love it. What do you think, Rip, about John Cena winning his 17th world title? He broke Ric Flair's record. Does this make him the greatest wrestler ever, I guess? Is that my question? Is he the greatest wrestler ever? John Cena.
Are you aware that wrestling's fake? Like all these outcomes are predetermined. Are you aware of that? Those records don't count, DK. They're fake records. They're not. They don't happen on the spot.
It doesn't mean it can't be like a story still to be the greatest. Even if Harry Potter was written, he can still be the greatest cribbage player ever. Even if it's written.
He's a manufactured character. Those titles are fake. It doesn't count. Let's move on. Wrestling's done.
He's the heel now, Rip. Fans see him differently, maybe. I'm trying, wrestling fans. I don't know. I'm trying. Your kids don't watch wrestling at all?
They don't. And I was more obsessed with WWF than anyone growing up. I had all the figures. I subscribed to WWF magazine for like 3 or 4 years. I went to a couple WrestleManias at Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Phoenix, and I just got out of it at some point, and the kids have never gotten into it.
All right, enough. I'm over wrestling talk. Let's go from one bad sport to another one. NHL Minute. Attention, NHL Minute. So a lot of top teams are missing the playoffs this year. So there's some hot goalies, Rip. There's some weird puck bouncing moments that are happening. This might be the year that we get a real underdog fucking shocker in the hockey world for the Stanley Cup. So this is your opportunity, Rip. Give me your prediction. 2025 NHL playoffs. Who's winning this thing? We got the Blues. We got the Ottawa Senators. We have the Montreal Canadiens. These are teams that don't even make the playoffs.
But if you want a one-star prediction, it's not going to happen, but I'd love to see it. The Toronto Maple Leafs, I think I read that they've averaged 100 points in the regular season over the last 9 years, and they've been bounced early in the playoffs every single year for 9 years. They're up 1-0 right now on the Ottawa Senators, and I'm going with it. Let's have a Cinderella story like the NCAA tournament. The Toronto Maple Leafs, hockey powerhouse, NHL Stanley Cup champions.
You've loved the Maple Leafs for a while, Rip. I respect that you stayed with the Maple Leafs. I'm going to pick the St. Louis Blues. All right, they finished with a hot streak. They got the best goalie out there, Jordan Binnington. Put on your Jordan Binnington jersey and go get yourself some free Chipotle if you want. Odds are still at plus 3,500 on the Blues. Make some money. People like the Jets, not DK. St. Louis Blues, baby. Let's go. Rip, how wild is it that the Cincinnati Reds are not only exploded for 24 runs in a single game, but your favorite player, Ellie De La Cruz, made one of the best catches so far of the season. Are the Reds completely back? Are the Reds a powerhouse?
I had said it at the beginning of the season, man. They got Terry Francona in there as manager. He's a winner. That was the missing piece for them to put it all together. The crazy thing, I looked at that box score. I expected Ellie to have like 4 or 5 RBIs. Austin Hayes, 7 RBIs, 6 for 7. Guy you've never heard of. I think a backup catcher for the Reds. Some other guy, I can't even remember his name. It had 6 RBIs. So an amazing display of offense by the Reds. They are back, but it's going to be a crazy race in the NL Central. So they're right in it, though. Terry Francona's the guy.
Hot take, Francona. You're right. You're right, Rip. I'm betters. 1 stars. We're helping you right here. We are helping you out. We love you so much. It feels good to be back. We're going to be back next week, and we're going to keep on coming. Season change is coming for us. We're going to have a new season. We're going to have some new partners. We're going to get a couple new formats going. We're going to revamp our guest plan and development plan here. You're going to see the 1 stars out at more events and more interaction with all of you guys in the future. So stay tuned to our social media. Give us 5 stars. I will leave you. I'm going to list off some goalies. Like I said, if you wear a jersey, hockey jersey to a Chipotle, I think you get a discount off a burrito. So I'm just going to list them off. Connor Hillebrecht, Logan Thompson, Dustin Wolf, Andre Veliskowski, Joey Discord, Darcy Comfort, Jake Ottinger, Jacob Marchcomb, Mackenzie Blackwood. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.